a professional soccer athlete has said, and I quote, somewhere behind the athlete you have become and the hours of practice and the coaches who have pushed you is a little girl who fell in love with the game and never looked back. Play for her.
Extending our warmest greetings to the people tuning in. We are so excited to introduce you all to our guest for the day, Miss Sanchita Tiwari, a star athlete who has made our country proud on many occasions. If you were lucky enough to visit her home, you'd be surprised to find a plethora of accolades like the Pradhan Mantri Rashtriya Bal Shakti Puraskar 2020, the Youth World Championship 2017, the Asia Cup World Ranking Tournament 2019, ISSF International Solidarity Archery Championships 2019, Khelo India Youth Games 2019, and Junior National Archery Championships 2019.
Well, enough from our side. Let's listen to the master archer herself. Sanchita, would you like to add a little about yourself that you might have missed out during introduction?
Thank you, Srishti. Thank you, Eshakshi. You guys have given a wonderful introduction. So I'll just be adding that I've started archery. I started archery 7 years back, and it has been a long journey. So till now, I have 15 national, 25 state, and 3 international medals with the National Child Award. So yeah, just counting more ahead.
We wish you the best of luck. That was a lovely introduction. It feels great to be in the presence of such a decorated player. Now let's move on to get to know more about her.
Yeah, so Sanchita, many athletes mention an it moment where they either see someone else play or come in contact with a sport and they're like, yes, this is it, and are hooked to it. So did you have a similar experience where you saw archery and were completely hooked to it?
Actually, my reply to this question would be a little dramatic, I guess, because I never knew what archery exactly was, and I just used to idolize Jhansi Ki Rani. So our school introduced a new sport, and we just out of curiosity went to the coach, asked about the equipments and all. So he told us that this sport has bows and arrows, and you'll get to play with bows. So I was just excited to try the sport, and that just to show off that fierce and bold attitude. And I just started archery, and I went for national in about a month after starting my game, and I didn't won any medal in that. So I guess that was the it moment that that lit a spark in me that yeah, I can do. So I started working hard from that very moment.
That's so
That's
nice.
great. Right.
You are a highly decorated player with many accolades. What was your journey like to reach this pedestal?
The journey has never been so simple, but yeah, since we get the results, since we get medals, so we can cherish the journey. We can remember the good moments, the bad moments. So I started archery, and I was actually a classical dancer earlier, and I participated in India's Dancing Superstar. That was a reality show in Star Plus. So I never thought that I'll be an athlete. That's a completely different career for me. And I just when I got selected for nationals, I told my family members that yeah, I got selected. So they were like, don't say this in front of anyone. Do you know what national is? And you will be mocked in front of everyone. So I was like, I might have some misconception. Then my parents went to the coach. He gave them the letter and all. So they were like, "Oh my God, our daughter is has been a part of sports. We never thought." So yeah, that's how the journey started, and there have been there have been many challenges, be it academics, be it mental toughness in the game, be it strength and conditioning. So yeah, there were many challenges, but I felt good after overcoming them and after achieving what I've achieved. So
Great to
Okay.
know that you've always been nimble on your feet and you are an inspiration for so many people.
True. And what part did your parents and coaches play in this journey of yours?
My parents played a very major role, and of course, my coach. I was a very emotional girl. Like, if you will stare me for 2 minutes, I used to cry. So I was not that tough girl who could be who could adjust herself in sports environment. But my parents were always there to give me pep talks, and we had nationals, so we had to go out of the state for like 1 week, 1.5 week. So my parents were like always dedicated and ready to like take off from their office and take time for me from the busy schedule and go outside with me, because I started archery at the age of 12. So yeah, I was quite young, so they had to accompany me for my tournaments and all. And they always gave me pep talks, because I used to cry very like very easily. So yeah, and like in 2018, 3-4 years back, I got burnt on Diwali. It's like it was a major burn, and it was a 2-degree burn. So like I had a tournament 2 days after that. So just because of my parents and my coach's pep talk motivation, I could motivate myself to go and play 2 days after I was burned. So my mother was there to like do the dressings and all, and it was quite a difficult time for me. But since I had a good supporting team behind me, so I didn't feel alone, and I made a national record in that tournament. So
Oh my God.
Oh, that's quite inspirational, Sanchita.
We live in a country where fewer than 30% of women engage in sports. But speaking of archery, women like Deepa Kumari and Dola Banerjee often earn laurels for their performance. So, how does it feel to be associated with the sport and such magnificent legend type of players?
yeah, it always feels good, and like I've been in camp with both of them. So they are true legends, and when you talk to them, they are like very polite, and they've always taught their juniors. Like when we ask them, we never expected you to be so polite and so friendly. So they were like, the more you achieve, the more humble you become, and the more sense you get when you achieve. So it's always your nature that depicts what you have achieved. So it's been a wonderful experience to be with the legends, and I feel good that I get an opportunity to stay with them, to train with them, to see how they train themselves, how they keep motivating themselves every single day, every single session.
So, even you must have had days where you weren't feeling your best and you found it hard to continue. So, how did you motivate yourself at those times?
Time there have been many situations when I felt like, how will I be able to continue. One random fact about me is that I'm pursuing Bachelor of Dental Surgery with archery. So it has been very difficult for me. Like I started my college life a few months back only, and it was very difficult for me to maintain a balance between both my sport and my academics. So my parents have played a major role in this, and like I used to get hopeless very easily, but my parents, they've been narrating some very good shlokas from Gita. They've been explaining me that it's okay, you feel happy doing both the things, we don't expect anything from you, and you do archery because it makes you feel happy, so just do it in that way, and if results will come, you'll be more than happy, and if it does not come, you're just playing it for passion. So there was no mental pressure on me to like perform in both the fields very efficiently. But since I was relaxed, I was interested in both the fields. I could do both the things, and now I feel that yeah, I'm enjoying my studies also and my sport also. There was a time when I thought I had to give up either of the things, like either my sport or my studies. then my family, my coach, everyone supported me, and now I feel more confident that I'll be able to continue things.
I've always heard people say that it isn't the talent of the athlete which makes them successful. It is also the support of all the people who are beside them, who are there to cheer
Exactly.
them up. Exactly. And I hear that, that story come alive when I'm talking to you.
Yeah. So you never know from where you'll get a helping hand. Like I started archery, and my school vice principal, she was Veena Mishra. She helped me. She motivated me to an extent that I was uh, I was preparing for Youth World Championships during that time, and I had to go to camp in Rohtak. So I never lived without my parents before. Like I used to sleep with my mom only, and I'm a very kiddish kind of girl. So she motivated me. She used to talk over phone with me like every single day to take the updates and all. So that's how you keep on meeting people throughout your journey who are there, who give you support, and you never know who you will find can help you in any way. So always grateful to the people who have helped me.
I mean, I still sleep with my mother, and it's just that reaching at your pedestal is quite a job for me to do, and I don't think I'll ever be able to match your potential.
No,
But
it's not like that. You just need to believe. And like I had a low time in my career also. So when I entered college, I met my chairperson. So he is a saint, and he was just he every day he calls me and he takes updates about my practice sessions and all, and he motivates me every single day. He sends me motivational videos and all. So it's like there are good people around you who help. You can't achieve something alone, so you just need to spot the good people around you, and they'll help you go through the journey.
Adding on to that, what would you like to say to all the girls watching today who would like to pursue a career in sports or, aren't for some reason, any reason at
Message
all?
I'll want to convey is that just do what you like, and if you like what you're doing, you'll not feel it as a burden. Instead, you'll feel refreshed whenever you go, and don't expect too much from yourself, because then you'll have disappointments. So you just need to work hard on whatever you are working and give your 100%. Then don't think about the results, because if you'll expect about the results and work for the results only, then you'll be disappointed and you might not motivate yourself after a failure. But if you'll work hard, you'll enjoy your journey, you'll learn something every single day and from every single tournament.
Yeah, because it's sometimes hard for a player to gather at motivation after repeated failures, or because sometimes you're
Yeah.
in that crunch, and you're not, nothing seems okay, like what am I doing, and all those questions that people come up with. Because even I used to play sports like before all this pandemic situation, and I also had these repeated failures, like repeated consecutive competitions, yeah, failures followed me, and then it's quite disappointing. So it's quite refreshing to hear you talk about it. I'll definitely take your
Like
advice
it's
to
very
heart.
easy to tell people and to say
Yeah.
that if you learn from your failures, but the one who is facing failure, it's very difficult for that single person to overcome failure. So that is what even I am working on, that we don't need to think about the results, we just need to give 100% to what we are doing, and then we should leave the result to God.
I'll definitely take those advices to heart.
what is your stance on the country's understanding of archery as a sport?
Like there has been a drastic change about the popularity of our game. Like it's been 7 years since I am in this field, and I can still remember, like in 2014 when I started archery, hardly anyone knew what archery exactly is. So we were supposed to tell them वो धनुष वाली चीज जो होती है जिसमें धनुष और तीर होता है वो आर्चरी होती है. फिर like that's how we were supposed to explain people that yes, this is the sport I'm pursuing. And now in the course of 7 years, I've myself seen like in my colony only at least 10 people are doing archery. So that's how the sport is evolving. And since Deepika Kumari, as you mentioned, she's bringing laurels to the country, so more people are showing interest in the game and more people are knowing about the game.
So you have been to international championships and gone to many competitions, represented the country over there. So what was it like to mingle with the cultures over there? You would have met players from all over the world.
Yeah, so it was very interesting. My first international tournament was in Argentina. So it's very interesting to go out and represent your country and meet people from different countries. So we were there, we were performing our schedule before the tournament. We had our own sessions, our psychology sessions, our physical sessions before the tournament, and we got a chance to see how different countries were preparing before tournament. We made we made our friends from different countries, and after the tournament we had a jam session kind of thing where we could interact with everyone. So it's very interesting to see people from different countries. They had different way of preparing themselves, and it was a moment of pride when we stood on the podium and we could see the national flag rising. So like when you hear it from someone else, it might sound dramatic, but when you actually stand there, when you hear the national anthem, then there's a feeling of nationality, and that is very special feeling. So
I'm sure the country feels really proud of you, and if they don't, they should. So you mentioned like you have a wide experience with this sport. Like you mentioned, you have been playing for 7 years now, right?
yeah.
So any like incident that comes up to mind or some funny thing that you would like to share with the audience?
Yeah, there have been many incidents, but one silly kind of incident was that first time I went to the camp, like before tournaments, the association organizes a camp. It's like 1 month training camp, and then you have to go for tournament. So I was young, I was about 13 or 14 only during that time. So my parents were like, don't eat anything if a stranger gives you something to eat and all. So that normal thing which parents tell. So I was on the ground, I was practicing, and it was someone's birthday. So he was distributing sweets. He was my senior. So he said, Sanchita, have some sweets. I was like, okay, I took one piece, I gave it to the dog in front of him. So he was like, why did you do this? Then I said, my mother said, don't eat anything if someone gives you, give it to the dog first. If nothing happens to the dog, then you eat. So it was something silly I did. So even I'm today also I'm mocked for this thing that if someone distributes anything, they eat first in front of me and then they give Sanchita, now you can eat.
So, which college are you in, Sanchita? And like,
Uh,
what do you learn from that college? Like, how does that help you in, your sport and archery?
I'm currently studying in ITS Dental College and I'm pursuing a Bachelor of Dental Surgery. So the college supported me from day one itself. They were like, you'll become a doctor, but don't quit your game. We are there to help you in every possible way. So I'm usually out for my tournaments and all. And I hardly attend my classes in college, but my teachers are always there to help me. Like I can call them at 1 also at night. So that's what we need. If we are involved into something, we want people to support, and especially in the field of sports, people don't give importance to academics. So they'll only give importance to academics if they'll get support like this. So,
Yeah, but we've heard like medical is a tough nut to crack. So, what made you decide that you have to do dentistry and like medical?
actually, there was a dilemma whether to continue my career in sport or to just shift my goal to academics. But then I was passionate about both the things, and I was quite very much confused about this. So I went to different colleges. I talked to the management and all, and I like talking to this college's management. So they were like, we can give you holidays for the like for your tournaments and all, and you can cover up the syllabus after you come from tournament. You can stay back and continue. So it's like if you want, you can do it. And now I have a very packed schedule for the day. It's like morning I have my college from 8:30 till 3 I have my college. Then from 3:30 I start my practice till 8 o'clock in the evening. Then I come home at 8, I have dinner and all. I start studying at 9 or 10 at night. So it's like I have to study till 2 to just cover up the things I've missed. So but yeah, it's interesting, and I've always motivated myself, and I've given myself self talk, telling that yeah, if I'll do this I can achieve, and then I can give good interviews telling my story, that how I used to struggle and all. So this was the only thing. And my first international as well, my medal match was going on with our medal match was with Great Britain. So we were like, I had to shoot my last arrow, and my teammates were like, just shoot the last arrow, and then we'll take you for an interview. I'm very excited for all this. So this is one thing which keeps me motivating, that just work hard, and then you'll have some matter to tell people in your interviews.
That's so sweet, and only passion can do that, as you mentioned.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So Sanchita, like, so right now we have been in a pandemic for like quite some time now. Has this pandemic affected your sport or your career trajectory at all? If yes, then how, and how do you deal with it?
Yeah, actually, the pandemic has affected our practice sessions a lot. And the first lockdown, which was in 2020, had a major effect on our physical health, on our mental health. And it affected our game a lot, because we were not prepared for the situation in the first lockdown. So initially, I was happy that I got a break for some time, because I just finished my class 12th boards during that time. And I was completely packed with my tournaments and class 12th burden. So I was happy that, yeah, it's good that they've put up lockdown. I'll enjoy for some days. But then, like after 2 days itself, I felt like now I'm in a cage now, because I've become used to this hectic schedule, like from morning till evening, just keep on running, and then you have a satisfied sleep at night, that yes, I've worked hard. But then in lockdown, in some ways it was good that we could spend time with family. I never spent time with my family since last 4 or 5 years, like since I started archery. It was good in some ways, but on my professional front it was not that good. But then my coach advised me to keep a target at home. So usually we shoot at 50 meters, but then to train for my technique and all, he gave me a target, and I'd set up my short distance range at home. So I used to practice my technique and do my physical training. And now we are always ready for the lockdown. Now we can do this and this if there's still a chance of lockdown. So
Right. And you have such a cheerful personality, so obviously you must be having like a lot of friends. So what role do your friends play in your life?
seriously telling, I couldn't make very good friends, because I could hardly give them time. In my school also, like once in 365 I could go hardly 10 days in school. I could spend 10 days with them. So I don't have very close friends, but yeah, I've made some in college, and they've played a major role in my life, because uh, whenever you are pissed of things around you, you just go and hang out with your friends. You refresh yourselves and prepare yourself for the next lot of your hectic schedule. So yeah.
Do you have any like pre-game rituals, like a pep talk, something that you do to get in that to get that mood set in before
Yeah,
something
like
that's
when I
personal to
started
you?
archery, I was a very notorious type of girl. So it was a big task for me to stand on a single spot and keep myself calm, and most importantly be quiet for like 4 5 hours during the competition. I'm a very talkative person. So that was a major task for me. Now I've improved myself a lot. I What we usually do before tournaments is that we play a tournament like mentally before playing it physically. So before the tournament actually begins, we just sit, we give ourselves 2 minutes, and we imagine the whole process, the whole match before it actually happens. So we imagine that yes, we are winning, we are shooting like this, we have shot the perfect 10. So that is how we do our mental training before the game. And talking specifically about archery, it's more of a mental game than physical. So we need to be mentally prepared before each and every match. So yeah, that's how we do. We play a game mentally before we play it physically.
And
That's nice.
Sanchita, you've already achieved so much at such a, this is not like an age where you achieve a lot, but you have done that with your passion. So, what are your future goals now? Like, do you have anything else that you want to achieve very badly? And is it like you're driven to that goal of yours?
Yeah, I have a lot of goals. Like this is just the starting for me because there's a lot more to happen in future, and I'll be working and I'll be giving my best to achieve the Arjuna Award, which is a very prestigious national award for athletes. So yeah, I'm just working for that. I'm putting all my efforts to get that. Let's see what happens.
We all are rooting for you.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
all the
Thank
best for
you.
that.
Uh, so anything that you would like to add, like, something that you would like to get the audience know about yourself, or something about your career, or something about the game, or any type of motivational message, mantra, your mantras of success, just sprinkle all your
Such
now.
mantra for success, I guess. It's just that you should have the zeal to do it, and you should do whatever you like and not under someone else's pressure. So you'll yourself get the way, you also yourself find the route. And as I told, there'll be always some good people who'll be there to show you the right way. And if you will show interest, obviously your family members will be there to support you all. So just it's just that you need to find out what you want and just go with the flow.
Do you also have some superstitions that you adhere to, like मैच से पहले दही खाना है या कुछ वैसा?
There's no such superstition, but yeah, I have some lucky things kind that
Yeah, lucky charms.
if I'll wear this t-shirt, I'll perform good. So yeah, you can say some superstitions, but not exactly. Sometimes I feel like when I'm quite nervous for my tournaments and all, then my only superstition is that if I talk to my brother before my tournament, I'll win the tournament for sure.
Oh.
So yeah, you can call this as a superstition. I usually talk to my brother before my tournaments, and the tournament goes well.
So, Sanchita, sports comes with its own set of competition. Sometimes it's driving it, sometimes it makes you more passionate, and sometimes it goes on, crosses the line and becomes kind of unhealthy. So, have you ever encountered that, or how do you deal with that type of unhealthy competition?
Yeah, actually, you rightly said there have been some unhealthy competitions as well, and but being a part of sport, you learn a lot. You learn to make decisions, particularly because initially I was not very good at decision making, though I'm not good now also, but still I've I've improved. And sports teaches you decision making. It teaches you to manage time, And particularly about the unhealthy environment around, so you'll get this unhealthy environment everywhere, be it in your school, there'll be some enemies and there'll be some good friends, and be it in your corporate life or your office life, be it in your college life, even in your colony, you'll get some enemies and some good friends. So you just need to focus on the good part and just ignore the bad part. This is what I've been doing till now. And sometimes the bad vibes affected me, but then, as I told, my parents were there, so they were there to catch me before I could fall. So parents play a major role in your journey. So, and so have my parents. Yeah.
So talking with you, matlab, it has been such a pleasure, and it has helped us realize, how much our country as a whole can benefit with having more women like you in sports. And we will also take away from it your experience. And I hope that millions of little girls listen to this podcast of yours and this interview of yours, and gain from it, learn from it, and that's all from my side.
Talking with you has helped us in the realization of how much the country and society as a whole can benefit from having more women in sports. We will also take away from it the pleasure of knowing you as a person, as a real person who is around our age and has achieved so much, and we are so proud of you. I hope that many girls listen to this and decide to take up sports, and till we balance the demographic in this field, I hope people looking for a sign to do things they love and reignite old passions listen to your tale and take that sign. We express our
It was
immense
lovely talking to
gratitude.
both of you, Srishti and Shakshi. And
Likewise.
Thanks
I
a
love
lot.
to know that many girls and many women have heard my story and they got inspired. So thank you for the session.
Our
Thanks a
team
lot,
wishes you the
Sanchita.
best of luck for all your future endeavors.